Hey guys, Eric and Allison here from The Endless Adventure. So the first thing people ask us when we tell them that we travel full time is, well, how the heck do you afford all this? I wish I could travel the world.
Well, we have good news for you because you can, and we're about to show you how.
Tip number 1.
Get a rewards card.
We've got the Capital One Venture card, and we've been using this card for about the last year, and we've seriously gotten probably $3,000, maybe $4,000 worth of travel from this card. It gives you 2% cash back on any purchase, and if you don't get a card like this, you're basically leaving money on the table.
There are actually a lot of great rewards cards for people who travel, so we're gonna link to some of our favorites in the description below. Tip number 2.
Book a cruise!
I know what you're thinking, cruises are really expensive, right? Sometimes, but not always, and if you look hard enough, you can find really affordable ones.
We're about to go on a 14-day cruise from Florida to Spain, and it only cost us about $600 per person. So when you think about it, that's accommodations and food for half a month. And that's less than we would spend anywhere, and we get to travel all the way across the country, so we don't have to buy an airline ticket, which is amazing.
It's crazy! The only thing the cruise does not include is booze. So we might have to figure out a way to sneak some on, because that shit's expensive.
Tip number 3, stop eating out. This one is really tough. When you're traveling to a new place, eating out is a great way to experience the culture, but it's also a great way to spend a lot of money.
We've had days where we eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner out, and it ends up being like over $100 on just our meals alone, and that is not an affordable way to travel.
The truth is, you can experience even more culture by going to a local grocery store or by finding some farmer's market in the area.
Yeah, and pro tip, people at the grocery stores or farmers markets are usually local, and they've given us some of the best sightseeing advice.
You can still eat out, but try to keep it to once or twice a week, and it'll be all the more special when you do it.
Tip number 4, do free stuff most of the time. Just because something's free doesn't mean it's lame. Some of the funnest things we've done have been free.
That's true. We've explored old lighthouses, we've done chocolate tasting tours, we've taken nighttime strolls on the beach, all without spending a penny. Don't get me wrong, paid activities can be amazing, but if you want to travel on the cheap, try to keep them to once or twice a week.
We usually find free things to do by looking on TripAdvisor, but you can actually just type in free things to do in your area on Google and it'll give you great results.
And if you're staying in an Airbnb, don't be afraid to ask your host about cool things to do in the area. They're usually more than happy to help out, and they usually know the area pretty well. Tip number 5, travel to cheaper places.
Right now we're spending a week in New York, which is pretty expensive, but we plan to offset this by staying in cheaper places down the road, like in Croatia or in Spain or other countries like that.
Some other super affordable places that are on our list are places like Thailand, Vietnam, and Greece, just to name a few. You guys should head over to nomadlist.com. It compares the living costs of all these places around the world so you can find the cheapest place to travel to.
Tip number 6, use public transportation and bikes.
And say no to Lyft and Uber. You're in a new place to experience the culture, right? Well, what better way to do that than hopping on a bus or a crowded train? Depending on where you go, the cost of public transportation is usually pretty cheap. At the very least, it's a lot cheaper than taking a cab everywhere.
Since we don't have a car when we're traveling, one trick we use is to get an Airbnb close to the areas that we want to go to that is walkable, but on the outskirts so it's a little bit cheaper. So we get our exercise and save money. Win-win!
You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars a day to travel the world. If you stick with these tips, you can travel the world for cheap without feeling like you're burning through your money.
So there you have it. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, share it with your friends, do all that good stuff.
And if you're into travel and adventure, make sure you hit the subscribe button because we post daily vlogs of our adventures and travels around the world, and we also post a lot of travel videos just like this one.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you on the road.